has been on fire this week since it was announced that the company Unilever, which houses brands such as Dove, Lipton, Axe, and others, acquired black-owned Sundial Brands, the parent company of Shea Moisture. Sundial Brands' decision to sell has sparked a consistent debate in the black community when black businesses themselves sell to larger corporations, or are they selling out or selling up? Joining us via Skype from New York to discuss this is my next guest, Alisa Gumbs, managing editor of Black Enterprise magazine. Alisa, so it's very interesting. I remember when Ed Lewis sold majority stake of Essence to Time Inc. All folks were blasting him.
They were upset.
And he said, I had to ensure the future survival of Essence. If you look at where Ebony Magazine right now is, you would say, smart move by Ed Lewis. Bob Johnson sold BET for $3.3 billion. The highest return on investment of any black-owned business that's been sold in history.
Right.
People were angry with that, but the reality is people also didn't didn't use their personal money to build Black Enterprise. Bob and Sheila Johnson did. How do we have this conversation about black ownership, but then folks get mad when black folks want to cash out like everybody else does?
Well, I think the first thing we have to notice is what a remarkable success story this is for Sundial Brands and Richelieu Dennis. I mean, this is a company that in just 30 years, he's taken from making products in his apartment based off of his grandmother's formulations and literally selling them on the streets of New York to getting onto the shelves of major retailers such as Walmart. And then he made it all the way to number 10 on our top 100 list of the BE 100s, the nation's largest black businesses. And this is a company that had $300 million in revenues last year and 380 employees. So just the fact that they were able to grow to the size where they would attract a Unilever is testament to the savvy that they've shown. And we always preach to entrepreneurs that they have to have an exit strategy, and this is a successful exit strategy.
And so, again, I mean, a lot of folks get so emotional about this, but this is a capitalistic society. You start a business, you grow a business, you want to make money, you sell it. And I make the point all the time, and I know how people feel about how I feel about black media, but the reality is Bob and Sheila Johnson, who are no longer married, they actually own more stuff, employ more black people now by virtue of the proceeds from that sale of BT than when they actually own BT.
That's absolutely true. And I think hair care, especially in the black community, is a sore subject. I mean, the BE 100s used to be dominated by hair care companies. In 1993, we had a cover with Johnson Products, which is the maker of Afro Sheen, the maker of Ultra Sheen, and they sold to a majority company that year. And we had the cover line, should our firm sell to white companies? And so, you know, people were mad then. There were protests, there were calls for boycott. And right after Johnson Products, in the next few years, you had Proline, you had Soft Sheen, and even up until recently in 2014, Carol's Daughter was sold to L'Oreal. But your point about Bob Johnson is absolutely correct. He said he wasn't selling out, he was selling up. And with the sale of BET, he and Sheila Johnson were able to do remarkable things. I mean, they broke barriers in terms of sports ownership. She's in the hospitality business. He has a private equity company. He has $1 billion auto dealership. And so what that means in terms of the jobs they can give to black people, the expertise they can give to African-American managers as they get experience, and some of them go on to start their own business, that has a ripple effect in the black community, all that they were able to do with the capital from the sale of BET. All
right, Lisa, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
A little hard to tell somebody you can't sell your business when you are not the one struggling to meet the payroll. I'm just saying.
No, that's true. I think a lot of pride has to do with it, and in our community, people want to have pride that we own that.
Right, right.
But what about all the other stuff we own after the sale?
Right.
That's true. We come back, Nina Simone being celebrated in a new play. We're traveling across the country. We'll tell you about it.